Okay, cool. Hey, I'm gonna take a quick sip of my secret to all my success monster drink. Well, hello everybody. Hey, welcome to the TOA Storytellers. My name is Todd, and I'm joined by Rick and Jonathan on this podcast. In addition to being a court reporting agency, we bring you work comp news and interviews so you can be informed about what's going on in the work comp industry. If you have a deposition, please check us out at our main website, toddolivas.com. Or if you need CEUs, please check out TOAuniversity.com for our latest seminars. Or if you just want to listen to this podcast, that's great. Leave us a kind review, and that's much appreciated too. So on today's podcast, we're going to talk about some interesting news articles that are going on in our industry. One is the Attorney General created a new division to focus on labor issues. There's a bill that would expand PTSD presumption. Cal OSHA issues a $1 million fine for COVID-19 safety violations. A convicted doctor ordered to pay $2.9 million in restitution. DWC to have new rules to medical legal evaluations during COVID-19, and a warehouse worker arraigned on fraud charges in no particular order. But how are you guys doing? Jonathan, you are masked up today, I see.
Yeah, I'm in downtown LA right now, covering a depot. So I'm in the common space, so keeping the mask on. The mystery man.
And Rick, where are you at?
I'm at our beautiful Brea suite in our office here in Brea, and it's a little cloudy outside, but you know what?
I know. Yeah,
it's nice.
It is kind of cloudy. It's kind of raining out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hit this news here. So these news articles are coming from my subscription at WorkComp Central. And so courtesy of them for keeping us informed. And so this first one was interesting. The Attorney General has created this new division to focus on labor issues. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The Attorney General, his name is Xavier Becerra, and he announced the formation of a worker rights and fair labor section of the State Department of Justice, which will focus on issues including misclassification and wage theft. He promised to use the law enforcement powers of the AG's office to ensure fair labor and business practices. It will protect workers from being inappropriately classified as independent contractors, which really caught my eye. You know, you guys know why.
Yeah.
So this topic, unfortunately, is near and dear. Scarred me in my heart for life. And for those of you who have ever listened to the podcast before or read my blog in the past, you'll know that in 2014, 2015, well, I got audited. Todd Olivas and Associates, Inc. got audited by the EDD. And they were wanting to look at all of the independent contractors that we utilize for our court reporters and the relationship of that and the controls therein. And after lot of pain and suffering and gnashing of teeth, many sleepless nights on my side, I prevailed 100%, and they found that I was correctly classifying our court reporters as independent, and they should not be employees. And so that really scarred me for life, as I just said, and thought we were out of that topic for forever until, of course, the Dynamics case came around in 2018, which brought up the whole thing again. Of course, that turned into AB5, which was a big deal. And then that turned into 2257, which is another big deal. So as it stands right now in 2021, I know that we're still operating the way we should be, classifying our independent contractors as such. As our court reporters as independent and not employees, and for many a host of reasons. And so we definitely would pass the ABC test. So anyway, what did you guys think about when you saw this article?
Yeah, I thought about the same thing. Excuse me.
I know.
Yeah, about all the stresses you went through, going through your own little battles, and
I know.
Thank God we prevailed on that.
100%.
Yeah.
to this day, I get emails because I blogged about it. I wrote this really long blog post, which nobody cares. Could go to at toddolivas.com/blog and find my long, lengthy blog post that I documented all that we went through those years, fighting the ED.
Yeah.
And because of that, it kind of shows up in search engine searches. And so people who are going through it will contact me about their independent contractor battles with whoever, usually the EDD here in California. And I'll talk to them about my experience and stuff. And I never wanted to be the AB5 guy or
go-to guy,
anything like that. But it kind of turned into that. And I think that our industry is better protected because of the 2257 laws that were changed last year. And also, as you know, here in California, Proposition 22 passed. It went to the voters, and that let Uber and Lyft and those rideshare companies off the hook from abiding by AB5. And so now, I mean, what's left other than unintended consequences of that law, And so court reporters were never meant to be wrapped up in any of that stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I guess JD had to go handle some issue with their technical issue. That's okay. We will move on. Did you have any more on that?
No.
I think yeah. Okay, cool. I'll switch to the other one. So there's a bill. Can you see my screen? Did the change for you too? Okay, cool. I never know when I'm sharing screen when it changes or not. But here's a bill that would expand PTSD, presumption. Okay, so I don't pretend to be an attorney. Obviously, this is not legal advice of any kind, shape, or form. But this article was interesting because it says the presumption that post-traumatic stress disorder arose out of and in the course of employment would apply to dispatchers in California State Hospital and Development Services under a recently introduced bill. Okay, so basically the long and short of it is that this guy, Henry Stern, whoops, I clicked the link accidentally. And you go back. Acrobat, there. Henry Stern is a Democrat in Canoga Park, senator there. Originally, going way back in 2019, he authored this bill, SB 542, that got enacted in 2019. And that basically created a rebuttable presumption that PTSD is compensable for police and firefighters. Okay, so I'm not an attorney, but so I had to look up exactly what the nuanced meaning of rebuttable presumption is. And so I looked that up. Did you already know what that was, Rick?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I'm going to bring up the oracle of all knowledge. Did the screen change for you, or are you still looking at the thing?
It's still looking at the thing.
Okay, I'll have to stop share.
Okay.
Stop share and then start share here. Because rebuttable presumption, for any of us non-attorneys out there, is actually pretty simple. But it's basically, it says both in common law and civil law, a rebuttable presumption is an assumption made by a court that is to be taken true unless someone comes forward to contest and prove it otherwise. So it's basically, hey, we're going to presume something's true unless somebody comes along with some evidence and then proves it otherwise.
Okay.
Pretty easy to once Wikipedia explained it to me in those terms. So I had to go look it up, and again,
that makes sense.
I didn't go to law school. Sorry. But anyway, this guy, Senator Henry Stern from Canoga Park, he authored SB 542 back in 2019, saying that it's just going to be the law that they're going to presume that PTSD for police and firefighters is compensable, meaning they can be compensated for that because of their jobs, right?
Right.
And so that was the law back then. Well, he's just expanding it now. He wants to expand it to include not only police and fire, but also, where was it?
Hospital.
Dispatchers, California State Hospital, development service workers and such, because they are going through likely a lot of trauma. So it's not the law yet, but he's proposed it, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year.
Right.
I know our lobbyist with the Deposition Reporter Association said that this year, this year will be kind of like another crazy year legislatively to see what actually goes through. You know, they probably lots of things will be sidelined because it's still COVID and, you know, still the pandemic going on. And so 2021 is kind of also a mess, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this one? Did you guys have any more comments on the?
I mean, no real comments. Just, yeah, that's cool that this guy is doing that because, yeah, they're going through a lot, I believe. I mean, again, personal opinion, but yeah, I do think that they deserve compensation.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. All right, JD, you had to run off to go handle something at the technical side of life. You're muted. That's okay.
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button. Yeah, there was some audio issue, but I'll figure it out now.
Perfect. Okay, we'll move on to this one. OSHA issues a $1 million fine for COVID-19 safety violations to some. And what was surprising about it, not that this happened, was one of them was Kaiser Hospital, right? And that's like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, to me, the surprising was San Quentin State Prison right there, $421,000 in fines.
I know, look at that.
$41,000 average throughout. Yeah. I mean, just.
So the article says the California Division of Occupational Safety and Health on Thursday announced that it assessed more than $1 million in penalties for multiple employers, that allegedly failed to protect workers from COVID-19. And so one of them, Rick, San Quentin State Prison, where they got fined the largest, $421,000 for penalties assessed to 14. Okay, then some rather smaller ones. Let's see, said it. The agency, commonly referred to as OSHA, said it opened inspections at San Quentin and Avenal state prisons following reports of staff hospitalizations. And the agency said in a statement that its investigators determined staff at San Quentin were not provided adequate training or equipment for working with people who had COVID-19. So I don't know what training they did have, but they're deemed not adequate. So additionally, staff at the prison who were exposed to inmates with COVID-19 were not provided proper medical services. So that sucks, right? So that happened for all parties involved. I was really shocked to see like Kaiser Permanente that was also fined $188,000 for violations at medical centers in San Leandro, which is in the Bay Area, I think, Antioch and Walnut Creek. I guess all in the Bay Area. Wow. Right? It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Goes on.
Very odd.
Which brings me to our Brea suite where you're at right now. I mean, we've done everything. We've been over backwards to try and stay on the good side. Right?
Yeah.
So make sure
to accommodate all parties. I mean, everybody that comes here knows that there'll be social distance. We have plexiglass, we have mask wearing, we have hand sanitizers. During the depot, I make everybody wash their hands. No, I'm just kidding. Now there's a lot of things that we've done here at the office to just make sure that we comply with the times.
Right, 100%. So I was so proud of the little video we made for that. I want to run a piece of it. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
This is our. Yeah. Can you hear it?
No.
No audio? All right, let me see. Why not?
No audio.
But does it even have any audio? Because on the podcast, it would
just music.
It would just be quiet time, yeah.
Quiet, same system. Cool. Well, there's a cool song. I don't want anybody to miss the amazing song on there. See if you can hear it this time.
Acting. What about the acting?
The acting is amazing. I see. Hold on. Can you hear it now?
39,000 views. Awesome.
No.
All right. Nobody can hear it. Whatever. Here, I'll do it.
There it goes. I can hear it.
2 conference suites. Let's see. And there's classroom style sometimes if you want it. Amenities, on-site training, blah, blah, blah. Concierge, kitchen, free parking. Room number 1. Boardroom seating for 10 people. Kitchen. Okay. This is just about the room. I wanted the one about COVID stuff.
Yeah, the COVID one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we did a really good one about how our COVID safety protocols were. Here it is. Found it. Sorry, everybody at home. This is riveting podcast here that you can't even see or hear. Yeah, try this one. COVID safety precaution video. Look at that guy with Castro. Signage everywhere. Take the temperatures. Thermometer test. Distance seating. Plexiglass shields. Workspace shields. Mask and face shield provided. And sanitizer. Single serve. Okay, you get the point. Everybody gets the point.
Yeah.
No, but I think we took it as seriously and tried as best we could and protect our employees, to protect our clients, and the applicants that come in and stuff like that. So it's something that we took seriously from the very, very beginning, of course. Okay, so any comments more on that article there? Anybody?
No, just surprising.
Well,
some of the people that got fined,
but too, because when you think about it, like one of the things that Kaiser was fined about was the underreporting of serious cases or something like that. But it's so tricky because everybody shows such different range of symptoms, and some people are trying to hide it. There's still certain stigma with the whole COVID thing.
Yeah,
and I've seen cases. I've personally known people that they have some symptoms that they choose to hide them. Might take a couple of days off, then they feel fine, go back to it. So it's a really tricky balance, I think, between the responsibility of an employer, the employees. There's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of gray area and unknown that makes it difficult, I think, for everybody to kind of manage this stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is that it's not all cut and dried as to how these things could have happened. Because right. I think there is a stigma still, or of course there is. So employees might try to hide it, say, and maybe not even bring it up, so they don't get sent home, which perpetuates things. Anyway, let's move on to our next bit of news. There is a convicted doctor, ordered to pay $2.9 million in restitution. So what happened was, Southern California doctor, he pleaded no contest to charges relating to his role in a scheme that allegedly subjected 2,841 people to unnecessary and dangerous surgeries. He was ordered to pay $2.9 million in restitution, which sounds like a lot of money.
Wow.
But I don't think it was a lot of money compared to how much we're talking about here. Okay, because it goes on and says Dr. Mario Rosenberg was sentenced to 3 years of probation and ordered to perform 1,000 hours. I did the math on 1,000 hours. How much time, if you did 40 hours a week, you know how much time 1,000 hours of community service is?
No, just like 3 weeks?
25 weeks, like half a year. It's like 6 months. If you did 40 hours a week.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I don't know.
300 hours a day.
I think that was Jonathan who said that, by the way. I was like...
I know. That's what I saw. No, but so it's this guy, Dr. Rosenberg, was one of actually 3 doctors accused of performing unnecessary procedures. That's so bizarre. That's so crazy, right? As part of what prosecutors said was a $154 million scheme. So you figure you do this scheme for allegedly for $154 million, and then $2.9 million of it is a fine. That's kind of like suddenly just a business, cost of doing goods.
Yeah.
Cost of goods.
He's got some great lawyers.
So the Orange County Register said the sentencing was delayed nearly 7 years. So this happened a while back. This doesn't just happen, but the sentencing got delayed because the attorneys negotiated for 7 years. Can you imagine that? Finally, they figured out what was going to happen. So the deal was, and this was crazy. They said it's the largest medical fraud investigation in the country. What? And patients received cash payment, typically between $300 and $1,000 or they got a discount on cosmetic surgery. And what they had to do was they had to undergo sweaty palm procedure, right? Like your palms are really sweaty, and you shake people's hands, and it's like all squishy. Have you ever shaken somebody's hand? It's like it's all wet. So they're like, are you nervous? It's like, no, their hands just sweat. Well, that's kind of a thing, I guess. But the district attorney, Tony Rakakis, said that a sweaty palm surgery requires a patient to undergo general anesthesia. So you have to go under, and then the doctor will collapse a lung to clamp a nerve right next to your spine. So like super dangerous surgery just to fix your sweaty palms. I mean, that's nuts. He says that it's dangerous and almost always unnecessary and may result in terrible side effects. It is outrageous that a doctor would cut into healthy patients and use their bodies as cash registers. Wow. I mean, that is outrageous. Imagine like the risk you're going for, so that they could get $300 or $1,000, and then this doctor could charge $154 million, over time. I mean, it's just nuts, dude.
What a genius.
Genius.
Hey, wow.
Hopefully nobody died from it ever,
I mean, but I hope not either. That is risky business. Wow.
Oh, for sure. All right. So, I'm taking a swig of my Monster. Love this stuff. I swear, these things are like, I don't know.
Addicting.
Yeah, super addicting. I couldn't find the big giant ones. I usually get like the 32 ounces. What's this one? 12? Anyway, shout out to Monster. We need some free merch.
Yeah.
We have it in our fridge. I have it at home, and we have it at the office. What are you drinking, JD? Jonathan, do you have anything to drink there?
I do not have anything to drink now.
I got a little Pellegrino.
Parched, just looking at you guys enjoy your drink.
All right.
That's cool.
We'll continue on with the news.
I wish I had a drink.
Okay, so this kind of was interesting to me. The DWC decided to renew rules to assist medical legal evaluations during COVID-19. So the DWC is the California Division of Workers' Compensation. On Monday, yesterday, February 8th, 2021, announced that it plans to re-adopt emergency rules that allow remote medical evaluations. I mean, it makes perfect sense back in May, right, when we were first getting into high gear of how we're all going to do our jobs during COVID, and back in May, they adopted emergency rules allowing medical legal evaluations using telehealth services and modifying some deadlines, right? So the rules at that time were extended 90 days from 60 days, the time period during which a medical exam can be scheduled or rescheduled. And they added 15 days to all the timeframes preparing and serving medical legal reports. And it makes perfect sense why that would have happened, right? And so now it makes sense too that why they would extend it, because we're not out of the woods yet.
Right.
And the emergency rules are clickable there. People can go check it out if they want. I was going to say though that we have a little website to help calculate deadlines. You guys have seen it. It's not something we talk about too much, but I wanted to share it. Deadlinecalculator.com. So what deadlinecalculator.com is, and I was sharing my screen again. It's a very simple little website, and all it does is calculate a deadline. So based on, so if you go to deadlinecalculator.com, it's a site that we run. I started this as a little tool off of my blog, like about 2007. I just wrote it as a little, I'm like a hack programmer, so I created this little calculator, and it started getting tons of traffic. Google started sending people over to it. So then after a certain point, spun it off into its own URL, its own domain name, deadlinecalculator.com. So step one is you enter the number of days. Let's say 60 days from today is what? Instead of you doing the calculation, which anybody could do,
right?
You could choose before or after. So we'll say after. After what date? We'll say today. Okay, so choose the start date. So calculate. And so it comes up with this. It says the result is 60 calendar days after Tuesday, February 9th, 2021 is Saturday, April 10th, 2021. However, this date falls on a weekend, so the next business day is Monday, April 12th, 2021. Or let's say you need to do, 90 days from, January 5th, whatever, just say it calculates all this stuff forward and backwards in time. This site gets like so much traffic, like thousands of people every single day use this.
Wow.
I think it was up to like 3,000 or 4,000 people a day use this thing. So 90 calendar days after Tuesday, January 5th, 2021 is Monday, April 5th, 2021. It's a free site, deadlinecalculator.com. Anybody wants to go check it out, use it. And of course, don't base off your I have a disclaimer about this, blah, 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 because I had to put this because people were like, hey, the date, does this work for my judge in my case, in my jurisdiction? And I'm like, I'm not taking any liability. This is just a freebie website, man. I'm not guaranteeing that it's, let's see. Oh yeah. I have this disclaimer in various different ways throughout. As always, do not rely on this calculator alone. You must do your own due diligence in calculating your deadlines, because people were coming up to me asking me, hey, does this count for federal holidays and like blah, blah, blah in this court and that court? And I'm like, I don't know. It just counts dates.
Just a calculator.
People have like come to me and asked me to buy that site and like, hey, because they see getting this traffic and stuff. And I'm like, just keep it. It's a freebie little thing. Anywho, okay, that's that. Let me share my screen. Some more. I think we got another article. What else do we got? Some more news, everybody. Here we go. Yeah, a warehouse worker arraigned on fraud charges. So a warehouse worker in Buttonwillow, which, can you tell me where Buttonwillow is? Button work.
Right below the belly button.
Right below the belly button.
This guy was arraigned on multiple felony counts of workers' compensation insurance fraud for allegedly failing to disclose previous occupational injuries. Okay, so what happened was Crescencio Velasco Covarrubias, 45, said he injured his left ankle, foot, heel, and back while sweeping at the retail warehouse where he worked. So that was in June 2017. Okay.
He was hanging off the roof upside down. So yeah, some extreme sweeping.
Extreme sweeping. Yeah. It was like parkour.
Yeah.
Parkour sweeping. That's where people like jump and run off the walls and do flips and tricks. Everybody at home. Okay. But the Department of Insurance said it conducted an investigation that revealed that he had filed a claim in 2010, like 7 years before, after a tractor shuttle. I don't even know what that is, but sounds pretty high tech and low tech at the same time.
Bulky.
A tractor shuttle. So he was driving this tractor shuttle and it was stuck. Probably means to say struck.
Yeah.
Struck. Found a typo, Kristen. By another vehicle. So, okay. So he had a vehicle accident of some kind and he settled his claim for bilateral knee, neck, and back injury, as well as left foot and ankle injuries for $90,000 back then. See, but then he failed to report that those 2010 injuries and denied any prior injuries to his left foot, ankle, or back. So I guess it's just it's best practice to come clean in the beginning and not try and hide stuff, right?
Right.
Because this guy's in a lot of trouble. So his fraudulent statements resulted in a loss to his employer of more than $87,000. And if he would have reported the injuries from 2010, the insurance company would have conducted an investigation and likely denied or modified the current claim. And so he's self-surrendered, so that's good. He's not fighting it. And he was arraigned on January 7th, and he's scheduled to return to court in March. So,
yeah.
Buttonwillow is near Bakersfield, by the way.
People just don't realize that these cases, these attorneys do their due diligence and they have their investigators and all this kind of stuff. So many people just think they can get away with stuff. And you're right. Just coming clean from the very beginning, saves you that headache many years later. But
yeah. What do they say? Honesty is the best policy. I think that's what they said once. Yeah. I was told that.
Me too. I think I told you that.
I'm trying to remember it every time I want to commit insurance fraud. No, I'm just kidding. Honesty is the best policy, people. All right. Well, that is our news for the day. Not bad, huh? Hey, I don't know.
Stuff.
What do you guys think about this? You people at home. I mean, let us know if this is something that you guys want us to keep doing some like little tidbits of the work comp news. Because likely there's not that many podcasts doing this right now, and I'm sure if you have your own subscription to Work Comp Central, you see this stuff. But we want to bring it to sort of a fresh, kind of a unique, hopefully fun way. And we do it because we love our clients, right?
I agree. I
Absolutely.
think it's wonderful. I'll make sure I'll leave a review.
That's right. Yeah.
That Jonathan guy, he's awesome. Give him a raise.
That's right.
The people asking for it.
People demand it. All right. Do you guys have anything else before we sign off?
No, just very interesting news. I like it.
Perfect.
I actually did a calculation of the doctor with the fraudulent surgeries.
Yeah.
That was like $54,000 per person.
Wow.
Which begs the question, why is healthcare so expensive?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like maybe that's the issue.
Yeah.
A little sidetrack, but
it's totally part of the issue. So that those high numbers could even have happened because
if anyone's looking for some surgery, I'm opening up my garage.
Yeah. I got sweaty palms
too. Only $20,000.
Yeah. 50% discount.
So if he's charging, would you say $50,000 basically?
So it's like the 154 million divided by the 2,841 people. It comes up to about $54,000 per person.
$54,000 per person, and he was offering people $300 or $1,000.
Genius. He's genius.
Yeah, it was $300 and a Happy Meal.
Yeah,
I know, and a coupon for a sort of nose surgery or something.
$300 and a dry high five.
A $5 coupon from Pollo Loco.
It's sad. Well,
it's so sad.
That's very sad. All right, everybody. That's the news. Thank you so much for tuning into the T.O.A. Storytellers. See you next time.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.